Singing from Arnold. Hello. Sorry, we're in the middle of recording. So I'll have to go. Okay, bye. Oh, yeah. Happy Christmas to you too. It'd be lovely to see you and catch up at some point. Okay, bye for now. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Oh, right. There is an off button, isn't there? Let's get the off button.
Just as well.
Isn't it? Right, off phone for now. But it's always so busy around now, isn't it? The phones are going, messages are coming in, cards are arriving.
Hey.
We love cards. And just hearing from people maybe that we haven't heard from through the year. So,
thank you if you've sent us a card.
Hi.
And thank you if you haven't and you're still thinking about us.
We still love you anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, but it is so hard, isn't it? The internet's so busy as well. Try and buying things on the internet. Of course we have.
Just a few things.
Especially if this bit of a nasty cold's been going around this winter for many, many people, including us.
Yeah.
And the cough.
Especially Pamela. She's been really poorly the last few weeks, so
Poor Pamela.
it's good that she's got the energy to communicate.
Are you glad about that?
Of course. It's always quiet when you're not so well.
It is. Anyway, let's move on from that. I wasn't even going to talk about that. Anyway, let's move on. So the cough lingers, doesn't it, for some of us? And yeah, it's not the most pleasant of things. But anyway, that's not what Christmas is about. Because in all the busyness and everything, we can forget what Christmas is really about. Why do we celebrate at this time? Who do we celebrate? And what do we celebrate? How do we do it? Well, over the years, we've thought of different things, haven't we, Arnold? Different ways to celebrate to really help us focus on the meaning of Christmas. There's my phone again. Oh no, that's Arnold now. Okay. We've had to decline that one.
So whoever you were, sorry about that.
It was Marv. Sorry, Marv, we'll talk later.
We'll talk later, Marv.
Would you like to put your phone off now? Sorry, this is turning into a what?
Comedy show.
It certainly wasn't scripted to happen like this. Anyway, that's our ringtone that we've had on since last Christmas, and it's good fun when you in the middle of a supermarket.
Yeah, great fun.
Well, I know. But it can be a little bit embarrassing when suddenly joy to the world blasts out round the supermarket. That's great, sure.
Yeah.
Why not joy all the year round?
That's right.
He didn't just come for us to enjoy a couple of weeks of Christmas. Joy all the way through. Okay, so we've thought of different ways to focus on Christmas through the years, and I was thinking, Arnold, we could talk about some of the times we were in Church Street in Preston, right in the middle of town. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, probably lots of you know about Church Street, lots of you won't, but Church Street was like a building in the foyer of an old hotel. Well, the hotel still existed, but just about, and we were able to acquire this foyer for 10 whole years, so we had plenty of time to think about how we could reach out, especially at Christmas time, to the folks around about and just to bless them.
Yeah. Now, there was loads of space, wasn't there, to get things ready. That was one of the big advantages of that place. So this is a photograph of all the bags, the gift bags that we gave out, Arnold. Can you remember what was inside them?
Well,
Maybe not, it's a while ago.
maybe not. Well, I know there was chocolate.
Yes, there was chocolate.
There was probably a poem, if I have anything to do with it.
Yes,
And
you're doing well.
I'll pass over to you for the rest.
There was chocolate. Is chocolate the meaning of Christmas, Arnold? Right, let's keep moving. Okay, so there was chocolate, there was sweets, there was a poem from Arnold. There was this. Now, this is the children and some of the adults loved making little loom bands. Anybody remember those loom bands? And we put a little key attached to the loom band, and this was, you'll see clearer on this picture, this was just to signify that you too identify with those who are in slavery. So all the chocolate that we put in was fair traded chocolate.
We're not sure if you two do, but they may do.
Oh dear. Pray for
were-
me, folks.
We were there for Bono.
And all the other dads who like those kind of puns out there. Not just dads. You're allowed to moan and groan, by the way. I've
Yeah.
done it for years. So
It's okay, I'm used to it.
you expect it. So, see, Arnold, I'm trying to talk a serious bit.
I know.
Yeah. That's why we wanted to put these in, because they were very fashionable at the time, loom band bracelets. Actually, people I see still wearing them. So that was a good thing to put in the gift bag as well. And then we took to the street and we sang carols.
Hey. You can't beat a good carol. I better not try and think of a joke for that.
No, please. You think you've been drinking with it already today, Arnold? He hasn't, honestly. So we went outside and already, even there was people who didn't pass by that we knew, we would have gone to their flat nearby if we happened to know where they live and give them the gift bag. And people had all sorts of different reactions, didn't they, to these? So, oh, how much do I owe you? Nothing. It's your gift for Christmas. And it was just so good to be able to do that. But it wasn't all joy. We may have been singing and messing about and laughing and dancing, whatever. But actually, one Christmas that I'd like to tell you about, a girl that I knew from coming in to the building.
To the drop-in.
Yeah. She came with some really sad news. She was really upset to tell us that her fiancé had died the day before. So, it was so gutting. So in the midst of all this celebration, there she was telling us this sad news. So I went inside with her and we made a brew and we had some cake and chatted, and I prayed with her as well. And your heart just goes out to people like that. You know, we could still hear the singing going on outside, the laughter, the fun, and we were in the midst of this grief over her fiancé. And you know, it is like that at Christmas, Arnold. Lots of people are going to be celebrating really loudly, but there's also people who are caught up in grief as well, and it can actually be a really difficult time for them. So it was quite weird hearing the laughter and fun outside when I was in her bubble of grief with her, because I was grieving as well.
Sorry to interrupt. Lots of people, Christmas isn't so happy because they miss someone who, and it's a time of memories, isn't it? Christmas. So for some, it's not a happy time.
No.
So we bless those who are struggling with memories this Christmas time.
Yeah. So once she was, well enough, she needed to get on her way. Actually, that girl, I just need to say this. Again, this is what people go through. To feed her fiancé's heroin addiction, she went into prostitution. Absolutely no desire to do it, but it was the only way she felt she could make money to feed his habit. So that's just another thing that goes on, isn't it? Anyway, let's move on. Because I wanted to join the folks outside once she'd gone as well. So I went back outside and there we were still singing Jingle Bells and Joy to the World, of course. Happens to be my favourite. How do you know that now? Where have you heard that before today?
Our Oakie's Motley Crew.
Yeah. As you can see, there's not very many of us, are there?
It's amazing that everyone put their back into it.
Absolutely.
Everyone did their part
Yeah.
to make it a blessing to other people.
Absolutely.
And even looking at the building there, that was, it was horrible when we took it over and look at the nice paintwork that lots of folk were involved in.
Yep.
So we're very grateful for every one of them.
Yeah. And right out on the street in the middle of Preston, you met so many people. It was just a very special time in our life story.
Yeah.
And there was one lady that came along, and she was a wee bit tipsy, of course. Lots of people are around this time. So I had a good wee jig with her. Jig, dance, bop, whatever.
Irish jig.
Well, not quite that. In the middle of the street. And it was just lots of fun. Some of the guys were running across the street with a gift bag. If they spotted somebody that they wanted to give one to, they ran across. Thankfully, nobody got knocked down in the process, because sometimes when you get caught up, you don't think, oh, there's cars come up and down this street. But so even went into the pubs. There was a couple of pubs nearby.
Yeah.
The Bluebell and the Bear's Paw, for any of those who know that area of Preston.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think, is the Bear's Paw the oldest one in Preston? It doesn't matter anyway, that's just trivia. Might be.
The Bluebell
Bluebell
across
was
the road
certainly
was,
very old, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's you kind of caught up with our
Christmases.
shenanigans in some of our Christmases. And Arnold, as is tradition, has a poem for us.
Well, to be fair, this was written a few years back, but the sentiments are the same.
Yeah.
Christmas hope. In a world that is hurting, it is so hard to find a listening ear or a word that is kind. Yet our Father in heaven, who so loves us all, asks his children to reach out and lift those who fall. Remember that time when you struggled to find any joy in your life, everything seemed a grind. Then somebody listened and spoke words of cheer that brought hope once again, wiped away every tear. There are people in Preston and wherever you live who so need to hear an encouraging word, find a listening ear. Each has a story to tell, and like you and me, their lives have no colour till God helps them to see. Thank God Jesus came and stepped into our mess, not to judge or condemn us. He came just to bless. God became human, was born in a manger to save all mankind from terrible danger. The most wonderful person you will ever find grew up listening to others and spoke words true and kind. Jesus spoke with authority no one else had. That's why people loved him. He made their hearts glad. Father, give us the words that you want us to speak, to encourage the lonely, give strength to the weak. Give us ears that will listen to each precious soul, and the faith to believe you can make each one whole. So will you help us by praying? Keep praying for people that are in need. And each one who comes in, for each one who comes in, some have so many problems we don't know where to begin. Only Jesus can help them, and he is the reason we can bring hope to others in this Christmas season.
Yeah. And that wasn't a poem, obviously, that we'd include in the bag, because that was more for people who support us and pray for us and pray for what we're doing.
Yeah.
So that was one that was sent out as a Christmas card one year. So all that's left now is to wish everybody a very happy Christmas.
And healthy Christmas.
Yes.
Stay away from these colds and viruses.
And let's go for a cracking new year, 2023. Joy to the world.
Amen.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.